Hello YouTube community, like my new graphics. So very recently I posted these 5 quick sketches to my community tab, along with a little message explaining that I wanted to do a video introducing them to my channel. So today I'm doing a video about just this guy, Reggie, who I actually drew in a recent video. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Reggie is my original character I created around 2022, I believe. It came from a story me and Fox, who has actually been on this channel before, were coming up with at the time. He was this sort of sassy, like egotistical character, sitting around 28 years old, I think, that was still endearing, I hope. So he started out as like more of a writing character. I tend to draw like a distinction between writing and drawing OCs. So like Mariah Elizabeth's characters versus say like the Harry Potter characters. Both have been drawn like a bunch of times, but the Harry Potter characters also have like a written backstory. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking about it too hard. Anyway, I started drawing Reggie, or Reginald Matthew Hendricks, which is technically his full name.
Pretentious.
At some point, I think about the same year. But at that point, it was just to get like the idea of him on paper. All that year, I was on and off writing 2 full-length stories and then 2 short stories about Reggie and like his made-up world. After all these were finished, I started writing a story set in the future about Reggie when he was like 40 or 50, at which point I actually gave him a son named Ben. I have to be kind of careful how I say this because of YouTube regulations and stuff, but for some reason in that story I decided to unalive him. Sometime before Reggie was unalived, I created a new look for him, which kind of laid the groundwork for the way I draw him now. He finally got his now signature glasses. After Reggie was unalived, I began bringing him back through art. He's kind of like my version of Loki. You think he's gone, and then somehow he always manages to make it out alive.
I thought you dead. Did you mourn?
Maybe he'll even get his own show someday. I think around this point, I had a whole different like group of OCs. I don't really draw any of them anymore, although I did like a quick sketch of them the other day. For the most part, they were a lot more like fantastical than my OCs are now. I mean, this guy's got wings. And this one has a cupcake dripping down his head. Don't question him about it. That's rude. Not to mention Hobbit Tumnus over here. But that's besides the point. As you can see, Reggie was one of the only normal characters among the bunch, and one of the 2 only surviving characters from that time. When he was a writing OC, he actually started out as an elf. I don't know, Keeper of the Lost Cities and Lord of the Rings was all the rage at the time for me. You can kind of tell in some of the earlier drawings that this was the case, considering I drew him with pointy ears. As I began turning him into just a drawing OC, I kind of just gave up on the whole elf thing I had going on there. He just kind of became your average man with sideburns. Still, over the years, I've had a lot of trouble keeping his lore straight. I guess it's worth noting at some point he actually had a twin brother. I bet you can't guess his name. No, seriously, I bet you can't. It was Boromir, which is just Boromir with a V. One does not simply steal Boromir's name and replace the B with a V. You honestly can't make this stuff up. This character, who I have recently tried to redraw and rename, has come and gone through the years, but never really has been a staple character. I also brought back the idea of him having a son who I named Benjamin, or Benny, which I accidentally named after the original son. Weirdly enough, it was a complete coincidence. The characters are no way related to each other, other than the fact that they were both at one point meant to be Reggie's sons, so I guess technically that makes them related. Anywho, Benjamin was more of a concept character than anything. I would kind of like to see him make another appearance at some point, but having him in the OC collection, if you will, creates more complications than anything. Like, who is Reggie's wife, and what happened to her? And also, it just annoys me that I have to age Reggie up every time I draw him with Benny, since Benny's meant to be like 10 or 11. I don't know. Again, I'm probably thinking about it too hard. At some point, Reggie also became a pharmacist slash nurse in training, I guess, because I was like, what would Reggie do for work? And that's what I came up with. Point is, his lore changes pretty regularly. I enjoy coming up with new ideas for him. Yet somehow, despite all the changes to his appearance and backstory, I feel like the heart, if you will, of the character I originally came up with is still there. Not to mention he's been rocking those sideburns since 22. Overall, I'm really happy with how this sketchbook spread came out. My favorite is probably this little chibi one I decided to put in. I went with green for the overall theme because I always put him in green. If you liked this video, please like this video, subscribe, share, and comment down below. And stick around because hopefully, I'm not making any promises, but hopefully I will be doing some videos of my other OCs. Bye for now.